Does this street look familiar to you? I'm standing in one of the exact filming locations for a pretty well-known trailer. Let's talk about it. Hello friends, I'm Daniel, aka Capt Bergerson, and today I'm feeling sentimental. And I'm filming on location, or at a location, I should say. And I'm joined today once again by Stainer, who you may recall from my 10K AMA video. Shout out to Stainer. What's up? Today we're looking back to the year 2016. 8 years ago, the reveal for the Nintendo Switch hit our screens, and the console gaming market was shaken. After the financial failure that was the Wii U, a little machine I adore, by the way, the Switch brought the Big N back to not just its former glory, but arguably even beyond. This thing has almost hit the PS2's level of sales numbers. And something that was critical to that success was clear, concise marketing that effectively communicated to consumers what the console was all about. And it worked. Foundational to that marketing was that aforementioned trailer. It was the public's first look at this console. At the time that trailer was released, I was still at Zelda Informer producing video content on the side from my day job at a coffee shop, and I immediately picked up on something that I don't think most other content creators within my niche would have. That being that the entire commercial was filmed in the city of Vancouver, where I live. And re-watching the trailer after so many years, I was able to identify a lot of these locations rather quickly. So this sort of presents a unique opportunity for me as a content creator, right? I can go to these spots. So let's do it. This is the corner of Burrard and Dunsmuir. We're right in the core of downtown Vancouver. This was a pretty easy shot to identify in the trailer, since you can see the SkyTrain entrance just behind me there. For those of you who aren't local here or in the know, the SkyTrain is a rapid transit system that spans the entire greater Vancouver area, linking multiple municipalities together. It's great. I've been to this exact street corner an incalculable amount of times. My mother used to work in an office building not far from here. My two eldest brothers were projectionists at the movie theater a few blocks up the road, back when projectionists was a job that existed, because now it's all digital. The Vancouver Art Gallery and Fairmont Hotel are just blocks away from here as well. It's a core part of the city. It's an interesting shot to open the trailer on, but a noteworthy one. Let's move on. About a 10-minute walk from there, we arrive here at McLeod's Books, which is at the corner of West Pender and Richard Street. We love a good bookstore, especially a cozy building like this, nestled in between all these huge office towers. It's just some of that old Vancouver architecture that I love so much. I just like the style of building. Welcome to Eaton Street. This is the house featured in the trailer. We're not gonna get closer to it than here out of respect for people's privacy. It is still someone's house, but there it is. Yes, I'm very creepy, I did find it. Well, a Daily Hive article found it and actually had the wrong address, but then I found it for real. It's a nice place. I couldn't find realtor information about that house exactly, but other houses in this area range between 1.5 to like $2 million and sometimes even more. It's insane. Nice neighborhood though. What really stood out to me in the trailer though is the beautiful shot of the house, and you can see the Vancouver city skyline. It's beautiful, I can't help it, I'm a city boy, sorry. This is Ferguson Point at Stanley Park, and this is the exact bench that guy sat on. I have some personal attachment to this place. I actually got married here back in 2015. The tea house right back there was actually where I had my reception, which was almost 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. Bonus location identification. In this clip of the trailer, the guy is playing Breath of the Wild, and he's fighting a Hinox right here at Hanu Pond, just east of Mount Turan. We're gonna glide in just like he does in the trailer. He did bomb arrows, so we're gonna do that. There we go. Oop, there's the big boy. I've got some pretty OP stuff here, so. There, he's dead. We did it. Just as a side note, it is ridiculous to think that that guy would walk his dog all the way from the Eaton Street house down to here. I promise you nobody's doing that. That is way too far to walk. These shots around the airport were not filmed at Vancouver YVR Airport. They were shot here at the BCIT Aerospace Campus. BCIT is the British Columbia Institute of Technology. In the shot of the guy getting in the car, you can barely make out the BCIT sign on the building in the background. Something I should mention is that I think they replaced the sign, but that's definitely the part of the building that you can see. Now, despite not being an actual airport, the aerospace campus does make a pretty compelling stand-in for the sake of the commercial. Naturally, they have aerospace technology on site, including their own aircrafts and hangars, etc. It was probably more affordable for a marketing agency to film here rather than at the actual airport, in addition to being less disruptive to the rigorous schedules that actual airports have to adhere to. So from a production standpoint, it was a good choice. This was one of my sneakiest finds. In the shot with the van driving along the road, you can just barely make out in the background the sign for this building, which is Cool Edge Lighting, which makes this the street that the van was driving along. We are in the city of Richmond, just south of Vancouver proper, but still within the greater Vancouver area. And we've arrived at our next location, which is the TBC Indoor Kart Racing. It's a go-kart place. Fun fact, Stainer and I have actually come here before for his birthday party 12 years ago. So, let's go. This is Cooper's Park, tucked in the underside of the Cambie Bridge, one of many bridges around the greater Vancouver area thanks to False Creek cutting into the city. One thing you'll notice about a lot of these areas is the sheer amount of bike and pedestrian walkways. It's all very pedestrian accessible. In fact, the seawall runs along here and stretches around the entire city, including coming meters away from Ferguson Point, where we were earlier. It's a huge popular spot for Vancouverites to go for a quick run or a summer bike ride, and it can be downright gorgeous. We're back downtown, only minutes from the Cambie Bridge, where the basketball court was, and we're at the corner of Cambie and Smythe. I actually don't know if it's Smith or Smythe. I'm going with Smythe. This neighborhood is called Yaletown. It's very posh, very expensive, bougie even, but there's some good food around here. We all remember the rooftop party scene, right? Where she hands someone a Joy-Con and then they play Mario Odyssey or whatever on tabletop mode. So where's this rooftop? Which building is it? Which building is her apartment? Looking out her window, we definitely catch a glimpse of this building with the SAP sign. And I'm pretty certain that these high-rises here are the other buildings in the background of that shot here. At first I thought the rooftop party might be on top of this building with the Bones Pet Food Store. However, the angles never felt quite right. A more grim possibility, however, is that the building just doesn't even exist anymore. In fact, this high-rise just went up recently. And going through Google Street View archived images, there was indeed a different building here, a smaller one that was torn down in 2018, 2 years after this trailer debuted. And it seems to be a fit for the rooftop party building, but the building doesn't exist anymore, so this tower stands in its place. It's a nice building though. So it's the one location I could not find because it doesn't exist anymore, so just my luck. I waited 8 years too long to film this video, I guess. So where was the woman's apartment exactly? The one where she looks out the window from? We can't exactly go inside the buildings to check, but we can make some educated guesses. If we look at the trailer shot, our window has like larger pane on the bottom and then two smaller panes on the top. And comparing the buildings around here makes 840 Canby Street here our best candidate. The faux Splatoon 2 tournament was filmed inside the Pacific Coliseum right here. Pacific Coliseum is actually not too far off from the Eaton Street house that we were at earlier. It's just a few blocks up the hill that way. It's an okay venue. It's nothing to look at from the outside, but inside it's, you know, lots of venue, right? We're not able to go inside today because there's nothing going on and the doors are probably all locked. I'm not even gonna try, but that's the venue. There we have it. That's the Switch reveal trailer, sort of in review from an IRL perspective. I want to say thank you guys for watching, and a big shout out to my friends Matt and Stainer for joining me on this little adventure. Truly means a lot. I'd like to say thank you to my patrons and channel members, which includes Greymage, Brenda, Tetra, Justin, Midnight Naomi, Bunny, Stefan, and Avery, and their ATHDs. And thank you guys so much for watching and going through this little journey with me. I know it was a little different than what we usually do here, but that actually brings me to my next thing, is that I'm gonna be doing more weird different things. So stay tuned for announcements and things related to that. All right, that's all I got. Bye-bye.